Yeah. So when people hit me and I die, they can know who to go after.
Wait, what?
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls from across the world? Appreciate y'all tuning in for another installment of Riding With Me. You know what I'm saying? All the people that came over from the Duel with Dan, hey, I appreciate y'all coming over. Stay tuned. Shit's been a little bit rocky here and there. I'm trying to get back on schedule, but I got a couple of things going on. If you guys haven't watched it in the previous videos, I got some situations I got to deal with on my own. I'm not going to talk about it on camera, but I appreciate your patience. Holla at me, fucking check out the videos, whatever. Leave some comments, let me know what you guys want to hear me talk about, all that good shit. This is my favorite route because I can keep the video short enough for you, so it's not like you're watching a 15-minute video like the previous two, or the previous three, however many. But yeah, so I just filled up getting some gas and fucked around and got some on my gas tank and got some on my hand because I don't fucking know. I turned the nozzle over and it skeeted out on me, so I got fucking skeet juice on my hands. It's fucking fantastic. For the people test. For the people that have been sticking around long enough, that was a snake. For the people that have been sticking around long enough, I know I've been working on that stop cussing challenge, but I'm a soldier. It comes naturally. It's what I do. It is what it is. All right. So as we dip into this turn, we're going to dip back into the topic at hand, which was last time we had this conversation, last time you came along for this ride, we were talking about the Army, and you want to join the Army, right? So I think I got all the way up to leaving 30th AG, which was fantastic. So, pick up from there. When we left 30th AG on the way to actual basic training, you know, we got up that morning, got all our stuff, had to do the duffel bag drag, which is you have your rucksack on your back, your A bag on your chest, and another bag, your B bag, on your shoulders. So you're carrying all this heavy shit. Well, it's not really heavy. At the time you think it's heavy because you're out of shape and you don't know shit else. So it feels stupid fucking heavy. You got them meet your drill sergeants that day and they don't pretty much say anything. The reception drill sergeants pretty much tell you what to do until you get down to your actual training unit, right? So you leave Candyland and go to Disneyland basically. So you go to your training unit and the first initial shark attack, it's like retarded because if you've never been in a situation where you just had people on your ass like that, and it's one of those things, it's one of those things. It's a whole lot of chaos, and you got to learn to control the chaos. For people that don't know how to do it, man, just keep breathing, focus on one task at a time, move on to it once you finish it. The system is there to give you that initial shock. They want you to be shocked and be out of your mind and not know what's going on because that's what combat is. The first time you hear a round go by you in anger, it's like, what the shit was that? And then you go back to what you're trying to do. And that's what they're there to teach you, is they're there to train you on how to react in stressful situations. And which is pretty cool because now whenever anything happens, not just saying basic training did this alone, but now whenever anything happens, I'm cool with it. I control the chaos. I make the chaos my personal bitch. So you get down to your actual basic training site, and the shark attack happens. It's going to happen. It's always going to happen on that first time you meet your drill sergeants, and they're unrestricted, and all this other shit. And I know you might have probably looked at videos looking at differences between branches and all that other shit, and you see Marine Corps is always doing a whole bunch of running and yelling and screaming, and everybody can't talk because all they do is scream all the time. I wouldn't say it's the same thing because I haven't been through that training, but I can say what they do show from like Army shark attack videos on YouTube, that is nothing like what you're going to go through. That is watered down to the point because you got to realize this is a business, it's a corporation if you will, and they're not going to put that extreme shit out there because they need people to sign up. So it's going to be watered down. It's going to be a lot of people who look like they're talking to you or whatever. But when you're in the situation, it's not going to happen that way. No matter how hard you think it is or how hard you try, they're always going to yell at you, and that's their job, is to yell at you and get that shock value out there so you can adapt to it. It's going to be a whole bunch of run to one spot, run to another spot, don't drop your bags. Whatever you do, do not drop your bags. If you got to carry out the last little bit of effort that you have in your arms, hold on to them damn bags. Because if you do, you get smoked. And that's basically where they PT you for a very long time. So it's going to be either front back goes or push-ups, sit-ups, or you're going to run somewhere. But it's not going to be fun. It's going to be a very stressful time for you because, like I said, you're out of shape and it just sucks. Little kids everywhere. I love that shit. It just sucks. So save yourself some time. Keep your muscles tight. Remember, bone will never fail you. Muscle will fail you every time. So if you have to, throw it up on your shoulders and hold tight. But yeah, when we got there, Jill started to yell, cuss. We got smoked for about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. And after that, they gave us the lay of the land, which was grab your shit, secure your gear, and then they took us on a run around the CTA to the headquarters and all this other shit. I think we ran maybe 2 miles in uniform after getting smoked. So everybody was sucking it. It was a horrible feeling. After that, they come up, they get your roll call. You find out where you're going to stand in the platoon because they have you by roster number and last name. So you get that, and you go on into your classes. And this is by far, unless you go to 30th AG. 30th AG is the worst part of basic ever. But if you don't go to 30th AG, then this is by far the worst part, is when you go through the classes with all your drill sergeants. Because they come up and they give you their speech, the drill sergeant creed, the creed of the non-commissioned officer, the soldier's creed. They give you their briefs and spills on who they are, where they come from, their MOS, military occupational specialty. And they give you the whole rundown of what you're going to be doing week by week. Of course, if you're not used to the situation or the system, you're not going to hear any of that. You're going to hear my name's drill sergeant, blah, 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 and you're going to start nodding off. And as soon as people nod off, the walls are lined with drill sergeants, and that's all they live for, is to catch somebody sleep so they can go back there and smoke the shit out of you. And it's going to happen. Somebody's going to fall asleep. Do your best. Force your eyes open. If you got to stand up, move to the back or whatever. But don't fall asleep. I don't want to see you. I don't want to hear about you guys getting your ass smoked on. It's going to happen regardless. It's going to happen regardless. It's going to happen eventually. Just don't let it happen within the first 2 weeks. Try to fly under the radar. So by the time that they're done, or by the time your training is done, the drill sergeant looks at you and goes, "Who the fuck are you? Have you been here the whole time?" That's what you're aiming. That's what you're aiming for. Don't stand out. Don't make yourself an easy target. If you volunteer for some shit, that's your call. I personally didn't volunteer for shit. I let somebody else do it. I might have helped once they got the first person out the way. But I was trying to fly under the radar as much as possible. Once you get through all your classes, that's when really the fun starts. Because you start doing shit that you probably YouTubed a million times. And you're sitting there like, oh, this is going to suck. Well, I'm looking forward to this. And it's all going to suck. But if you keep your false motivation up high enough, then if your platoon is already ready to get whatever bullshit done and enjoy the suck, it's not that bad. It's really not. It's a little bit of PT here and there, a whole lot of PT here and there, whatever the case may be. I mean, you're going to work out. You're going to come out in shape. It's just one of those things, man. It's the nature of the beast. They're training you for combat, and you don't want to be out of shape for combat, because then it just defeats the whole purpose. You start learning, I wouldn't say regulations and stuff, but you learn day-to-day operations and how stuff flows and how stuff works. And you're going to do some fun shit. I had a terrible fear of heights, and the Army helped me get over that, mostly by saying, hey, who's afraid of heights? And I was like, I kind of don't like heights. I'm not like afraid of them. If I can go up there and come down real quick, I have no problem with it. It's just going up there and staying there, unless you're in an airplane, then that's something different. But obviously, since I had a fear of heights, they put everybody with fear of heights up front in the line. So you do your confidence climb, your Eagle Tower, and all that shit. I think Eagle Tower is the first thing you're going to hit. And once you hit that, like all that height shit goes out the window. You're going to be up there by the tree line, and you're going to rappel down. And it's going to sound like an ass situation, but by the time you jump off the first, once you make that L and push and slide down the rope, man, that shit's fun as fuck. You're going to want to do that shit maybe 3 or 4 times, but of course there's not going to be any time for that shit. And, basic rifleman, marksmanship, you learn your fucking firing positions, your fucking steady breathing, all that good shit. And it's cool, man. You get to shoot high-powered weapons, and you don't get in trouble for it. You don't have to pay for it. They actually pay you to shoot that shit. You go from your M16 to your 249 to your 240 to your 50 cal to your Mark 19s to whatever weapon system you so choose on. If you go combat, then you probably shoot a little bit more. If you go support, you'll probably just stick with those basic 5, because that's all you're really going to use when you get to your unit anyway, and that's hoping that they work. But it's going to be a lot of running involved. So if you haven't run enough, or you feel like you've run enough, run some more, because once you get there, it's not going to be walking anywhere. Everywhere you go is going to be running, unless you're marching in formation. And even still, a run will probably bust out in there. But just prepare yourself for it, man. It's going to be a fun time. If I could go back and do it all over again, I would, because I was in some of the best shape of my life coming out of Fort Benning. I really wouldn't say I had I had a six-pack. I've had six-pack before, but it was just more defined, and it stuck around a lot longer. Because playing football, naturally, you're gonna be in shape. You're gonna have a six-pack. You're gonna have fucking shoulders and chest and all that other shit. But coming out of basic, I actually dropped weight. I went in at I think like 205. I came out at 180, but body fat percentage is like stupid, like 6% or some shit like that. So I mean, it does what you need it to do, as long as you're willing to buy into the program and play along with the game. But just remember, man, it's their job to sit there and scream and yell at you, and they get paid for it, and they had to go through basic training all over again to get to where they are. It's nothing personal, it's all a business, and they're making sure that you have the tools that you need, so when you deploy or you go hand to hand with the enemy, you can come back home and tell that cool story at the bar or whatever the fuck you choose to do. If you don't want to talk about it, hey, I salute you. I got some situations I don't want to talk about either. But it's all training, man. And that's what you're going to rely on when shit hits the fan. You're going to kick back to that. I wish I could give you a week-by-week synopsis of what all happened, but that was about 8 years ago, so I don't remember everything week by week. But I'd say after maybe the first 3 weeks, the time goes by stupid fast because every day feels like a Monday. Because you really don't get a day off. You get Sundays, which is a relaxed day, but you still do a whole bunch of other shit, like cleaning the bay and all this other shit. And it's one of those things, once you go through it, you'll know it. I got a buddy, I got a buddy going through it, or he's about to go through it pretty soon for infantry basic. So I hope you have a lot of fun with that shit. It's not going to be fun for the first 4 weeks, like I said, but after that, it's going to be a fun time. But as always, man, I appreciate y'all tuning in. Like, comment, subscribe. Tell your mother, brother, sister, father, grandfather, grandmother, uncles, aunts, nieces, nephews, cat, dog. Tell your goldfish. Until next time, man, I'll holler at y'all.
I jump dope like little kids jump rope. 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 I be jumping, I be jumping, I be jumping. My block stay pumping. Ooh, I be jumping. I jump dope like little kids jump rope. Ooh, I be jumping, I be jumping.